I remember back when I was very first starting to build websites in WordPress. I built my first site and I was so proud of it. I put my contact form on there and I had a bunch of other stuff. Well, anyways, it was one night, it was like in the middle of the night, and my phone just kept dinging and dinging and dinging. I was like, what is that? And so like I looked and it was a bunch of email notifications. I was like, what in the world? Why am I getting so many emails like at 3 a.m.? And so I went and opened these emails, and guess what they were? They were spam. Yes, I know, I hate it too. And maybe you've noticed this too if you recently put up a contact form or anything like that on your website. These spammers send bots at random times and just spam the crap out of you through these forms. So what you need to do is set up a Captcha. Hi, I'm Kyle Johnson from escapingthenorm.com, and in today's video I'm going to show you exactly how to set up the Google Captcha on your website so that you can't submit the form unless you actually check the checkbox and you pass the test and confirm that you're not a bot. So with that being said, let's just dive right on in. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to create a Captcha with Google, and you want to set all the settings. Now here's the address that you want to type in to get to this page. Now if you're not logged in, you'll have to log in first and then it'll bring you to this page. This link will also be in the description, but this is the link and it'll bring you here. And the first thing you want to do is create a label for your Captcha. Now I like to label each Captcha so I know which one it is. So on this one, I'll just put Captcha 1, and you can name it whatever you want. Now me personally, I like the version 2 because it's the little checkbox to confirm you're not a robot. So I'm going to select this one, and then I'm going to leave this one checked, I'm not a robot checkbox. Now there's different ones and you can read about them by hovering over these little information deals. And the domain, what you want to do is whatever domain you're putting this on, you want to put it in there. Don't put the HTTPS or the www. So mine is escaping news, and you'll just put whatever your domain is, just like that. And then owners, just leave that alone. That'll be your Gmail account. And then you want to accept the terms, and then I always just leave this checked and then click submit. And then what you're going to be presented with is a site key and a secret key, and you want to copy both of these. So I'm going to copy the site key, and then I recommend just having like a notepad like this, and I'm going to paste that site key in there, and then I'm going to get the secret key, and I'm going to come over here and paste it into Notepad there. And by the way, if you want to view the analytics, you just click this button. It'll show you like all this different information, like how many passed, how many failed, score, etc. And then also, if you want to edit any of the settings, you just click go to settings. You can edit like the label and all these different settings. And then the most important thing is you can set the security preference. So like if you find that like bots are getting through, you can turn this up, or if it's too hard, you can turn it down. Now we can head over to our WordPress dashboard and proceed with setting these keys up in the WPforms settings. Okay, so I'm at my dashboard, so I'm going to click on WPforms, and then over here I'm going to click on settings, and then I'm going to go to Captcha, and then I'm going to click reCaptcha. Now there's other options, but this is the one that I've chosen, and if you're following along, just choose that one. And the type, just leave this one checked. This is the one we set up, and then we're going to need our site key and our secret key. So I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to copy this and paste it into there. And then I'm going to copy this other one, the secret key, and I'm going to put it where the secret key goes. And then I'm going to just leave this default. And then I'm going to just leave this unchecked and basically everything else default, and then click Save Settings. And after I do this, I always make sure that I purge the cache, like if you're in SiteGround or you have a caching plugin. So now we're ready to build the form. So I'm going to go to all forms, and I don't have a form, so I'm going to just click add new, and then blank form. And then I'm going to just put a name. I'm going to just make this a simple one, and then make sure it's a full width. And I'm going to come back here to email, and I'm going to change this to full width. And I'm going to do paragraph text, and then I'm going to make sure that this is required. And so now we have a simple form. Now to activate the Google Captcha, all you do is you click reCaptcha right here, and it'll tell you Google Captcha is enabled for this form, and you hit OK, and then you just click save. and then you can exit. Now, just as a precaution, since this is the first time I'm setting this up, I'm gonna go ahead and purge the cache again just to make sure, because we changed some settings and sometimes it can be kind of a pain to get this to show up if you don't purge the cache. So now I'm gonna go down here and copy the short code for this form, and then I'm gonna go back to my pages, and then whatever page you want to put it on, I'm gonna just put it on my home page. So I'm gonna open Elementor in a new tab, and then I'm gonna scroll down where I want to put this form, add a new section. I'm going to do a 3 section, and then search for shortcode and drag that in there, and then paste my form in there. And then I'm going to just set the width. I'm going to update it. Now I'm going to go to my home page and see if the Captcha showed up. And as you can see, it showed up, and now my form has a Captcha. So let's test it. So I'm going to just fill this out, and I'm going to try to complete it without doing the Captcha like a bot would. And as you can see, it does not go through. And then, so I'm going to just make sure that the Captcha works. So I'm going to click this, and it knows I'm human because I've already, done this. So it's not going to give me a challenge. So I'm going to just click submit just to make sure everything goes through. And as you can see, the form submitted. So we've successfully added the Google Captcha to our form. So now you can finally go to sleep without having all these spam notifications coming through in the middle of the night. And, obviously if the spammer really wants to, he can himself go on there, but a lot of them are lazy and they don't want to do that. If you got value from this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, leave them down below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't already and you want to see more videos like this in the future, where I walk you through step by step, make sure you subscribe and hit all notifications so you can be notified when I come out with new future videos. And with that being said, I'm going to end this tutorial, and I will catch you in the next one. Cheers.